Well, hello and welcome once again to the Jyske Bank Boxen in Herning in the heart of Denmark, and the final of the 2019 Men's Handball World Championships, jointly hosted by Germany and Denmark. A final that will feature one of the hosts, Denmark, against Scandinavian neighbours, Norway. The Norwegians managed to spoil the German party in the semi-final when they beat them 31-25. Norway, who were finalists 2 years ago, picking up their only ever medal in men's handball, that silver, when they were beaten by France. For Denmark, though, they're looking to pick up their first World Championship title, having been in the final before, most recently beaten in 2013 by Spain, a painful experience, in 2011 by France after double extra time. Paul Bray here with you for this game, and I think you're going to enjoy it. Here come Denmark. Denmark, the only team with a 100% record in the competition. They won all matches in the preliminary round here in Herning, except for the opening match against Chile in Copenhagen, but it was Chile, Tunisia, Saudi Arabia, Austria, and then a big win against Norway, the team they play again here in the final. Both the teams come from the same group. It was 30-26 on that occasion. In the main round, they beat Hungary, Egypt, and then Sweden before knocking out the defending champions France in the semi-final 2 days ago in Hamburg, 38-30. So here come Norway. So in the same group as Denmark, throughout the competition, they won against Tunisia, Saudi Arabia, Austria and Chile quite comfortably. Then they lost that match 26-30 to Denmark before beating Egypt, Sweden and Hungary. And then a huge win against Germany 2 days ago. He really tried to muscle them out of the game, but Murol there and his men stood fast, didn't take the bait, played it very clever, kept the ball moving at pace, and in the end they beat them 31-25. It wasn't to be the golden final they might with the two hosts. Instead, it is just Denmark who make it here with the final in Denmark. So it is time now for the introduction of the teams.
Captain of the team, number 8, Bjarte Myrhol.
So Bjarte Myrhol is at a great tournament with 48 goals, 81% success rate. Played a huge semi-final. Left back Sagosen has been excellent. He'll be key for Norway today. He's on 48 goals, 6 of them against Germany in the semis. Their top scorer, though, is left winger Jondal on 50 goals. Third top ranked in the tournament. He's very quick. While playmaker O'Sullivan there, only just back from injury, has been outstanding with 30 assists so far. A really clever player. Norway lost their first choice right back Tønnesen before the start of the championship and struggled in that position, at least in the early stages. But then defense specialist, there he is, ended up being the solution. Now he picked up a hamstring injury in the semi-final in the last 2 minutes, but we're told he's fit. It was just a twitch and a bruise, and he will be okay. There is the coach, Christian Berger, took over from Robert Hedin. Second final running then. Big cheer for the captain, Niklas Landin. That's his younger brother on the wing. The goalkeeper's been on great form with the championship. It was off-colour in the semi-final, but green came good. Lauger there will be absolutely key with his driving runs down the middle. But they've had injury problems. First choice right back Kirkelukke was injured before the competition started. They only have Øres as cover there. Interestingly, Lindberg called back today, injured on the opening day, and he was replaced by Johan Hansen, but he's back in the team today. Henrik Tofte replaced his brother René, and there is the man. If anyone can do it, Hansen can, the top scorer in the competition. 65 goals. Øres, the only right back they have. And if he can't play, then they tend to put Mensah into the right back position, but he is a right-hander, centre left back normally. There is Nikolaj Jakobsen, coach of the team, also coaches German side Reinecker Löwen. Stuttgart Bundesliga win. Referees, hugely experienced, are from Croatia, Matija Gubica and Boris Milosevic, who actually refereed the final of the European Championships last year in Croatia. Also, final of the Women's 2011 World Championships. So the table officials get their moment now. At the back is Dragan Nachevski of Macedonia. He's the IHF supervisor at the back with the monitors, and he will be the go-to person if there are any particular issues. So Dr. Hassan Mustafa there at the back, the president of the International Handball Federation.
The Crown Prince and the Crown Princess.
The Crown Prince, the Crown Princess of Denmark. Frederik and Mary are here as well. They were there on the opening day. Crown Prince Frederik, very popular guest here today. So now it is time for the national anthems. Norway first. Huge cheer. Now the anthem of Denmark, and expect a little bit of audience participation for this one. From the arena, 15,000 spectators here. The teams, of course, met last time just over a week ago in this group. Before that, it had been 3 back-to-back Danish wins. That makes it 4. The last win for Norway in official competition goes right back to the Euro of 2008. So for the teams, this is the Norwegian team. And that should start with Sagosen, O'Sullivan and Rød, who we're told is fit. At the back, Jondal and Johnson on the wings, Murol on the line. He'll be replaced by Gullerud in defence, and in goal, we're told it will be Bergerud who will start today. It is a formidable lineup, but they fixed the problem with the right back, which was problematic in the original match against Denmark, and it could all be different here now that they've found Rød in great form. Christian Berger, can he orchestrate a win at the second attempt? For Denmark, they should start at the back with Hansen, Lauger and Øris, although he's had a bit of a niggling injury, in which case Mensah might start. And then Landin and Sven on the wings. Although Lindberg is back, he might be put in. Toft again if he's fit, or Zachariasen on the line, and Landin in goal. It's going to be one of those where whoever gets the better start might just pressure the other one. So Nikolaj Jakobsen, who's led his team through a faultless record here at these World Championships. 9 wins so far. Sander Sagosen, 48 goals, 45 assists, the best in the competition, up against his club teammate, Mikkel Hansen, who's the top scorer, 65 goals. Who would bet against him? But you know what? the Norwegians can soak up the pressure here. They are capable of doing it. And if they can find form, and especially if Bergerud can have a good day in goal, who knows? Who knows? Denmark, who have won Olympic gold in Rio at the last games, have twice been European champions, but despite being in 3 finals so far, have never managed to win the World Championship. Can they do it at the 4th attempt? The countdown is on. The final match of the competition, match number 95. It's the one that counts. So Denmark in the white shirts and red shorts throw off the final of the 2019 Men's Handball World Championships, playing from left to right against Norway in the all-blue strip with red shoulders here in the Jyske Bank Boxen in Herning. Paul Bray here with you for this game, and interestingly, it is Olsen who starts in the middle. Is there a problem with Uris? Or do they feel they need a little bit more physical power at the back? Lauger, Hansen. Well, defending inside, I thought he played that rather well. He was being held by the line player, made contact in the air, tried to jump out of the way. There was contact. That's enough for the Croatian referees. Hansen steps up. He scored 22. Oh, misses the first. Clips the bar and goes behind. Smiles on the Norwegian bench and a collective sigh from the audience. Tried to go through the goalkeeper's legs but overbounced it. Bergerud comes off better. So first attack for Norway. Rud is there at right back. Sagosen, the man to watch, number 5 at the bottom of the picture. O'Sullivan, very clever playmaker, reads the game beautifully. 2 in on the line for now. Jondal, Myrhol. First goal to Sagosen. Olsen. Interesting choice to put Olsen in. Not been used much in the competition so far. 53 minutes. In fact, other than in the semi-final when he came on late, when France really were already beaten, he's struggled to find form in matches. So mind games being played there by the coach Jakobsen. Hansen, Svan and Landin have started on the wings. That's as expected with Zachariasen on the line. Hansen, yes, over the shoulder. And a deafening roar in the arena. Norway, though, take throw-offs very quickly. And instantly, Rud scores. Denmark hit back. Magnus Rud's first goal. He plays for Flensburg. Moved there from Bakkelaget in Norway in the summer. Very much a defence specialist with club and country, but he's been saying for a while now, I would really like to transition into attack. When he went to Flensburg, it was kind of a condition to let him have a go. Well, Berger had him go here. And they head back 2-2. Again, the quick throw-off. Jondal. O'Sullivan. Morten Olsen. So, Olsen not being used in defence. Myrhol moves across into the wing, through the keeper, Jondal, the player whose teammates call him the silent assassin, the very quiet chap, keeps himself to himself, but absolutely deadly with his shooting. That's Jondal's 51st goal of the competition. Interestingly, Mensah is up at the end of the bench as if he's ready to come on. Might be an option for Olsen so that Hansen can move left. Norway, who had a lot of problems in the preliminary stage. Awkward bounce. Lauger's down, but they're playing on. The referee's not giving him too much, and finally he'll get treatment now. And they certainly won't want to lose him. Comes in, dummies ran beautifully, did amazingly well to score, and it may be that they tangled legs after he went down. The arm lands all right, the leg goes down. Well, with no sanction being given to any player after that incident, under the injury rule, he has to come off now until his team have completed 3 attacks. He seemed to look injured even before that rack across the back of the leg. So Mensah has come on now in a defensive role while Lauge is getting treatment. Sagosen, Rød, and for an earlier foul on Rød, we've got a yellow card for Zachariasen, the line player from Flensburg. Push in the air. Many of the team players know each other very well indeed. 13 of the players on court here today are club teammates. In fact, 4 on each side play for Flensburg, the runaway leaders in the German Bundesliga. O'Sullivan looks to the line. Murol got a penalty. He never got into a full position to shoot, but Mulgaard fouls him and gets a 2-minute suspension. Berger happy with that. Lovely feed into him. It was a push once he'd got the ball in his hand. Lauge thought it should go the other way. So Landin, who saved 6 penalties so far, he's up against Jondal, who scored 17 from 18 taken. Oh, off the post. And both teams have missed a penalty. Tried to commit Landin, went the right way, got between arm and leg, but a little too wide. A chance of Denmark, empty goal for the Danes at the moment, while they have that suspension running on Henrik Mulgaard. Svan goes back in on the wing. Mensah in place of Lauge, who's got to sit out. 3 attacks by his team. Hansen saved by Bergerud. First save of the game from 4 shots for the Norwegian keeper. And Berger, I think, annoyed at the fact that he was even allowed to go through. Mensah comes in, he's got a big shot. Tries to put the block on, but Hansen goes around the front instead. Now he's got a view. Mensah found the gap. And he's injured himself in the process. Mensah scored, but 2-minute suspension for Bjornsson, who looks bemused. Mensah scores with the switchback. There it is, comes in. He closes in. Well, he's still in movement. And pushing into him as he was in the air. So both teams are short-handed now, with Bjornsson going off as well, and they take off their goalkeeper as well. But because the Danes are short-handed by taking off the goalkeeper, very interestingly, they put Tangen in on the right wing. He's a right back. Jondal around the outside, beautiful. Quick throw off for Denmark. They can't get the ball up quick enough. There was briefly an empty goal. Sagosen switches through and then hands straight over to the wing, cutting out everybody. Cleverly played, and the end defender, Svan, just couldn't really move. Had to decide between the winger or the back player. Oh, Olsen should have run in. The gap was there. O'Sullivan came out. Now he does, but it's a poor shot. Oh, a little push on Olsen. It's Gullerud, their defence specialist. They're playing quite a bit on the line. There it is. Well, that's harsh. He was standing his ground. Olsen couldn't get around him, but he doesn't have to move. Now there's a wing sport. Yes! Denmark back in front. And the Danish royal family enjoying that. Svan scores his first, one of the Flensburg contingent. Brilliantly played. He's at the 6th World Championships, Sven. The same as Hansen. So Denmark are back to full strength again. And so they revert back to a 5-1 attack initially, but Jondal now goes in on the line. Sagosen switches back. Word into the wing. Tangen! And maybe that's why he's not a winger. Tangen misses. It's probably unfair because he does occasionally play on the wing. Celebrations on the bench. Tangen, who together with Murol, as Landin celebrates officially his first save. The Tangen is coming off and Murol, the two at the bottom of the picture, being substituted between attack and defence. Both play in Denmark for Skjern as Bjørnsen comes back on again, having served out his 2-minute suspension. The problem for the Norwegians at right wing is that when Bjørnsen goes off, they don't have anyone else to put on there. They've only brought one right winger. Gulliksen being replaced and Hansen scored, but immediately Jondal gets his third. Well cut out. Bjørnsen, he's just come back from that suspension. Still Olsen in the middle. Oh, yes! Mensa Larsen with a bullet of a shot. Second goal for him. 98 kilometers an hour. Absolutely hammered it. Clips it off the post, but it goes in. 7-5 the lead. We're past the 10-minute mark. Play on, says the referee. Sagosen looks to him bemused and has to get back quickly. Hansen, good defending. Yellow card for Rud. That will be the least of his problems. Well, he's going around the gap. I'd say that's fair for Sagosen to expect something back. He wasn't straight on to the player. Hansen. Mensah, Hansen could have gone. Svan! Huge angle on the wing. He wasn't going to miss that. The Flensburg winger scoring against his club teammate. Bergerud in goal. Well known to Lauga, Zachariasen, Sven there scoring, and Hal, the line player, all playing at Flensburg. Celebrations for Nikolai Jakobsen because they've taken a 3-goal lead. And Norway have to hang in here now. Good block, and they know how dangerous he is. And it is so noisy in the arena they could barely hear the whistle. It's a 2-minute suspension as well as a free throw. And Magnus Landin for that push in the air. 2-minute suspension. Younger brother of the captain is Zachariasen urges on the crowd as if they need any urging. recent previous encounters, Denmark have won 8, Norway 3. Zachariasen again is milking the crowd here. Little pass for Murol, it was too short, not enough power on it, and Zachariasen steals it. Green jumps to cheer. Well, I can't help but feel as Mortensen goes in on the left wing for Niklas Landin, who's suspended. Mortensen, who's had a bit of an injury this championship, that's a free throw. Mortensen missed several matches with injury, but is standing on 14 goals from 15 shots, including 8 fast breaks. Plays for Barcelona. Oh, brilliant! And Bergerud had no idea what to expect, because I don't think Zachariasen knew what he was going to do. First goal for him. Mensa Larsen to Olsen, who drops the ball into him. And Berger knows trouble is brewing now. This is exactly what they didn't want. And that's to let Denmark get a little bit of a head of steam here. Cut out again by Mulgaard. He thought it was fair. Team timeout, Norway. And Rødshirt taking a pounding there. René Toft in the audience. Player got injured earlier on with the recurrence of a groin strain, replaced by his brother.
Når vi blir fullt med Vestberg Magdeburg, det er den beste muligheten vi har for å få dem ned. Igjen når du ligger bredt i Vestberg ny, kjempebra. Nå blir vi videre med det er defensivt i stedet for Gullerud. 7 mot 5 forover nå. 7 mot 5, ok? Ja, da gjør det mer jobb i 6 mot 6. Vi er mer mot midten der, ikke ass? Nei, men jeg sier på jerngrepet, skal ligge litt mer innom midten. Vi er gode der, super! Super arbeid her, kom,
Well, definitely the better start by Denmark in what has been a physical encounter so far. Zachariasen with one of the more unusual goals. You won't find that in a handball manual, but once you're diving, you just have to take your chances as a line player. So Rød, who hasn't really managed to get into play, he's been so closely marked. 1 goal. O'Sullivan. Ooh. Blow to the face from Mulgaard. Mulgaard, who left Paris Saint-Germain as he joined. And Bjørnsen gets his first of the game. He's just gone past his 100th international for Norway. And 500 goals. Phenomenal winger. Still a 3-goal lead. And Magnus Landin is back on again. Hansen, top scorer in the competition. Mostly from left back. But Landin gets straight back into this subject matter with his first goal. And a save at the other end. Landin, only his second of the game. And Sagosen comes away empty-handed. Great save. Made 11 saves in the first match between these two teams in the group stages. Olsen, Hansen. Well, if he's not teeing them up, he's scoring them, Hansen. But there a little bit of a clash as Mensa comes in and finds Øverby, defence specialist, who gives him a warm embrace, and both go down. You see O'Sullivan racing He thought that was going to be an attacker's foul. So far, this tactic of putting Hansen at right back, he's played there before when they've covered for Uris, when he had the injury, and you've got to wonder if he's just not fully fit, hence not playing him, because all these players are right-handers. Mensah, good save and picked up by Bjornsson. Break is on. Wood. O'Sullivan got to drive in to make the defence move a bit. And Overbu goes off, and a change in goal after making only 2 saves from 11. Bergerud replaced by Christensen. Second line player goes in, Jondal. Murol. Sagosen. So the referee wants to have a word, it seems, with Lauge and Jondal together. Quiet word. And they'll leave it at that. Next time, it could be the card or a 2-minute suspension. Crowd baying after the Norwegians. Oh, straight through the legs of the keeper. A hefty shove on Sagosen. One of the greatest handball players around, Sagosen. A mantle that Hansen shares, and more probably, the more experienced Danish right back, as Lauge goes into the left back. And Mensah goes off. Olsen returns into the middle. Well, he could have spared them the walk. Team timeout called by Nikolaj Jakobsen.
And now everybody have a look at the kiss cam. Hello, you're on kiss cam. The focus.
Ja. Hey, det er fint nok. Første gang. Anden gang spiller vi fransk. Mand, hvor Lauge kommer i midten. Anders, du rykker væk.
Altså, det er nummer 4.
Ja, på 4'eren, og så Sander kommer i opbakning, og Mikkel ud på det brede punkt herude. Husk nu på
Partida vinner. Vi taper duell på duell på duell. Det handler om å vinne duellene. 1 mot 1. Er du med? Kom! Litt ordpress.
Nei, de begynner å henge litt nå. Kom igjen nå. 1, 2, 3. Magnus, pas på, Berlin. Indspillet fra Rød til Jønberg.
There's certainly been a physical game so far. It was expected, and the referees have had plenty to do. 3 suspensions so far. But Denmark very much in the ascendance here, and the fans are enjoying it. It was important for Norway to get a good, strong start and really establish themselves. Nolgaard picked up a 2-minute suspension a while back, but a run of 3 goals from 5-6 down to go 5-9 is what has caused the problem. Hansen into the wing, nothing given. He took the steps, ran out of options, who was hoping to get the free throw. Good save, Landin. It's over the back line. And Rød struggling today. What a shame for him, because he's had, I think, a career-defining world championship here, Rød. Number 77. Oh, huge gap. Good save, Christensen. He's only just come in for Bergerud. 18 minutes played. Johannesson has come on. Penalty. Wins it immediately. Well, the club teammates from Flensburg clashing there, and Johannesson wins the penalty. And Sagosen, after Jondal missed the last one, steps up. He scored 7 from 11. Oh, Landin went down, and the moment he did that, Sagosen put it over the top. He's dropping. Tried to get back up again, not quick enough, and Green that close. So Sagosen gets Norway back within 2. Mindful that the last final that Denmark played here was the European Championships in 2014, when France steamrolled them 41-32. No goal, or at least a free throw for Denmark. The foul by Jondal, who looked a bit anxiously for the strong whistle there. Jonsson closing in on Lauga, another one of the Flensburg contingent. Olsen, little darting run, and in that respect, the road just a little too slow. And Olsen finding his mojo too, and another turnaround. Well, Norway came into this game with a 70% success rate on their shooting, the best in the competition. Oh, saved again! Christensen's coming onto form here, the goalkeeper from Minden in Germany. Great entrance, 2 saves from 4. They needed that. Bergerud didn't see too much. There's the release quickly into the wing, and just got a foot on it. Keeps the Norwegians in the hunt. They've taken off Rød now. Hasn't quite worked today, sadly. Tangen's come on. Number 25. Scored 13 from 29 in the competition. Tad expensive. Attacking foul. No goal. O'Sullivan looks back rather ruefully. Yeah, straight on to Sven. Still feeling the effects. Around and well, helped a little bit by the push from Mensah, just as well, because the ball hit Landin in the face as he was put off balance, out on the side of the face, and goes in. Still feeling the effects. Often it's not so much the impact of the ball as it is the resin that's on the ball that's the problem, especially if it gets near the eye. Hansen looks for the line, well covered by O'Sullivan. Clever play. Stayed in between him and the line play all the way. Game stagnating a bit after the quick start. It's going to be a 2-minute suspension. And off goes Goran Johannesson, 24-year-old, who moved from Gilgis Svendborg in Denmark last year to Flensburg for holding here. And they have been very hot on this, the referees, throughout this championship, shirt pulling to prevent the line player from getting into position. So another power play for Denmark. They too like to go to a 4-2 attack. Well intercepted. Tangen goes out of play, though it stays with Denmark. And again, it's Toft who's gone in as a second line player. Lauga! Second goal. Denmark gunning for the one title they've never won. They've been European champions. They're the current Olympic champions. The world title has eluded them 3 times in the final so far. And every time they've lost. Is this their year? Myrolin on the line. O'Sullivan, they've taken out the goalkeeper. Sagosen. Penalty this time. He got past him. And Nikolai Jakobsen screams and apologises instantly, because Mattia Grubica, the referee's come up to him and says no more. Little shimmy. He did well. They're saying that's an impact, but he was moving still at the point of impact. So Sagosen to take it. Oh, terrible penalty. Straight into the chest of Landin. And 2 missed penalties now in the first half by Norway. Straight down the middle, is it? No, onto the right arm. Tried to put it over the shoulder, but this time Landin didn't go down. So O'Sullivan, goalkeeper's out again. 25 seconds to go, well blocked. Oh, empty goal. And Lauga beat the goalkeeper as he raced in. Five-goal lead. There was a block by Zachariasen. Must have got a last touch on it by the Norwegian because it was given as a throw-in for Denmark. They've got to hang in here now, Norway, and find some solutions. 5 down. That'll help. Sagosen, third goal. He's 23 years of age, and he's coming up to his 400th goal for his country. Oh, what a pass by Lauga. Zachariasen's second goal. That was superb by Lauga. Well, a little encounter there between Sagosen and Magnus Landin. The referee gets in quick to say it wasn't that bad. There was the goal. That was superb. And Berger frustrated with the defence. Well, after that, Sagosen gets booed now every time he gets the ball. Thing is, the Norwegians can take it. They can really soak up the pressure, but at the moment, the Danes, running favourites, as Myrhol is bundled to the floor by Landin. And a 2-minute suspension. It's Zachariasen, and that's his second of the game. One more, and it'll be a red card for him, and that could be a problem for Denmark because they've got Toft, who's not fully fit. In fact, wasn't expected to be back quite so quickly, but when his brother got injured, they had to bring in Henrik. And otherwise, the only other line players, Hald, who's a different style altogether. Zachariasen there, still holding the shirt. So power play now, and 2 will go in on the line. Gullerud returns onto court for Norway, working with Myrhol. Taking out their goalkeeper. 7 against 6. Pays dividends straight away. Bjornsson, the scorer. Norwegians who've done that periodically throughout the championship, going to these 7 against 6 attacks. Left the inside post just free enough. So we enter the last 5 minutes of the first half. Denmark still leading by 4. Goalkeepers out for Denmark. Hansen. Surprised with the Danes playing with a right-hander. They make all left back at the right-back position, but others have won titles that way. That's another 2-minute suspension. Tangen is off. Pulling on the shirt. And they're grabbing around the back. Feels the referee after the Danes won a passive play call. So both teams are short-handed now, and the passive play call disappears. Lauga, penalty. He was in the gap in between the defenders. Get back rather gingerly. Lauga's quick turn of speed, and he's through. They bounce off him, Johannesson and Jondal, but he was through the gap. So Hansen, who missed one earlier, will have another go. Bergerud comes back into goal. He saved a couple in the competition. The earlier one was a miss. by Hansen off the post. Scores that one. And Crown Prince Frederik approves. And a 5-goal lead for Denmark. Went the right way, Bergerud, but he was so far forward he had to react much faster than he did. Good play. Oh, misses the goal. Not sure if Landin touched it. And they are well below par in their shooting, 53% Norway. Tried to go between arm and leg. Celebrations on the bench. And Denmark very much have the upper hand here. Free throw as Rød returns. While Tangen is on that suspension. Into the wing, big space. Landin. Second goal, and the gap grows. Short-handed defense sucked into the middle before the ball's released out to the wing. Line player on that side helping. They are loving the atmosphere here, Denmark. I'd say before the competition they love playing in Herning. So can Rød find his mojo? Into the line, given away, empty goal. Yes, Mensa, and they are running away with this, and that was always a danger. Third goal for Mensa, and Berger must see this slipping away already. The crowd ecstatic. Well, Norway need to find something very special and very quickly. 2 minutes to go in the first half. O'Sullivan, Sagerson. This is shades of the first match. Good block. Took the sting out of the shot, and then Landin could pick up an easy ball. And O'Sullivan comes away empty-handed. Joel was trying to put the block on, but both hands were up. Zachariasen, as well as Mulgaard. Well, in their match in the preliminary stage, Denmark were leading by 9 at one point before Denmark pulled it back to lose 26-30 in the end. And it is very much shades of the same here. Lauger goes back to the left-back position. Into the last minute of the first half. Turnover. Norway streaming forwards. Into the wing, that's good play. Bjornsson. Lauger committed very early. Made that much easier for Jondal to drop it in underneath him. Hangs for a bit and then underneath. .25 seconds to go. The crowd are on their feet. They can sense history about to be made here. It will be either way because neither team's ever won it. 10 seconds. Lauger. Oh, that's very high. Well, they all looked at the referee because they were worried about the high hand call. But Lauger took the shot and an even bigger lead at half-time. And surely Denmark must be smelling the gold here. Half-time in Herning is Denmark 18, Norway 11. Well, Berger, much to think about. They were holding their own. And then in the latter stages, I'm afraid, the wheels fell off the Norwegian wagon. They scored, the Danes, 2 3-goal runs to really take control. And Lauger there with the last word of the first half, superbly placed in the top corner. Hitchinson left with no chance. Lauger, though, he can celebrate. Done a great job. 4 goals in the first half. And the Danes are about to claim maybe that missing title for the trophy cabinet. absolutely breathless in the first half, but in the last 10 minutes it's all gone a little bit pear-shaped for the Norwegians. 77% of Denmark's shots are going in, and that's very high. Norway 56%, well below their current average of 70. Only 2 fast breaks for Denmark, 0 for Norway. They're cancelling each other out. Penalties, 2 of them missed by Norway, 1 by Denmark, while the turnover is relatively slow. Norway 3, Denmark 2, and we've had 3 suspensions apiece, although importantly Zachariasen has 2 of them. So Lauge, the top scorer for Denmark, with 4 goals. Mensah and Hansen on 3 apiece, while Sagosen and Jondal for Norway are both on 4 goals. Well, the shot chart will tell you that Norway have missed their only fast break. Landin has been in stunning form. Missed 2 penalties, could be costly. On the wing, it's all working well. Jondal scoring all 4, while Bjørnsen has missed a couple. Otherwise, the back shots, left back, right back, that's not working. They're having to plough down the middle, but it's hard work for the Norwegians. For Denmark, 2 fast breaks, they've missed 1 penalty, but they are breaking through or scoring off the line player down the middle very comfortably. The wings are getting decent service and scoring off it, but the back players really coming around the middle. So it was nip and tuck earlier, with the Danes having slightly the advantage on the bottom row there. Then the Norwegians picked up and got themselves back in. But in the last 10 minutes, I'm afraid, it has been all Danish traffic. And so at half-time here in the final of the World Championships, it's Denmark 18, Norway 11. We're going to take a break as well, but join us again for the second half. We'll see you then.
must create attention to UN's global goals, 6 and 13. So please stand up and do the wave for goal 6 and 13.
Spillere er spillere. Vi forstår, at alt kan ske sport. Undertidigt overrasker og favoritter kan fejle. Vi forstår, at enkelt sekund kan føles som evigt. Vi forstår, at passion ikke lader sig begrænse til hverken tid, sted eller fysik. Og en plus er hver flækker. Vi forstår, at 90 minutter kan foregne en opgang. En arbejdsplads i en mission for altid. Vi forstår spillere, for vi er spillere. Unibet er spillere for spillere. Og det er Danmarks bedste app. Mine damer og herrer, 3,5 minutter, så er vi klar med anden halvleg. Ladies and gentlemen, 3.5 minutes remains of the halftime break. So please start to find your seats again. Mine damer og herrer, stille og roligt begynder at finde pladserne igen. Alle jer, som er kommet ind, er I klar til anden halvleg? Jeg spørger igen, er I klar til anden halvleg? Så skal vi have det med, og så synger vi med på denne her. Kom så! Op med hænderne! Hey, kom mere, mine damer og herrer! Hey, kom mere! Så skal det kampes!
So welcome back to the Jyske Bank Boxen in Herning in Denmark, and the final of the 2019 Men's Handball World Championships. And at half-time, the joint hosts of this edition, Denmark, are leading Norway 18-11. The second time these teams meet in this championship. The Norwegians have been hanging on till about midway through the first half, and then what we feared might happen has happened, and Norway have broken through. In the last 10 minutes saw a 7-3 exchange and a huge lead, and it's hard to see how Norway can dig through the bench to find solutions. It may not be within them. But Rød, sadly, at the right-back position, who's been excellent in the competition since being pressed into the attack, is not really getting in on his game. And Sagosen is being very cleverly marked out, as he was in the first encounter between these two teams. He's managed 3 goals from 7 under a lot of pressure. And Denmark could be about to win here the one title that has always eluded them, the World Championship, at the 4th attempt. Clock is ticking away. We still have over 30 seconds to go. For Berger there, you just wonder what could he have said at half-time. He's really got to get his main starting 7. He's not got quite the same depth on the bench. Bergerud will return in goal. Christensen making just 2 saves from 9, but Landin will certainly stay on. 5 saves from 16, a 31% save rate. So the countdown is on, and we're about to get this half underway. So Norway throw off the second half of the World Championship final here in Herning in Denmark, trailing the Danes 11-18. So Johannesson has gone in place of O'Sullivan. Completely different playmaker. O'Sullivan goes digging, looking for gaps, looking to pass to others and set up others. Johannesson is a player with a big shot. Unfortunately, that one strong but not well framed. Denmark break. Lauger with one of the customary runs into the wing. Huge angle. And it's growing and growing, the gap here, and this is in danger of becoming a rout. 3 for Sven. Into the pass. The main thing the Norwegians have to do in the second half is try and slow down a bit. They're rushing their attacks. Very closed angle. Landin saves. Well, Murol, the beneficiary of that one. It seemed to come off the defensive wall, but Sagosen managed to get himself out of the way quickly enough. And there's the follow-through. The Danes have done particularly well to mark out Murol, the line player, because that was his very first shot of the game. He's not been used in defence, so he's gone off. Hansen is back and still at the right back position, and the Norwegians may not quite have been expecting him to be there. But he can score from anywhere. He is, of course, Mikkel Hansen. Oh, what? Into the wing, that's good play. Oh, save! And Jonsson's shot comes to nothing. Landin, 8 saves. Green, who played a superb semi, has to applaud that. It was a huge angle for the shot. Got a leg on it. Then they've been expecting Mensah to be in at the right back position. Lauger's been there. Hansen's done a bit there. And Johannesson and Zachariasen getting into a bit of a tangle. Incidentally, if you're watching earlier, I mentioned Zachariasen with a 2-minute suspension. That was my confusion. He's on 1. He goes down there, just a tangle between the two. No harm done and no sanctions. It's just to try and tidy things up and start again. Bit of resin on the floor. The players who put tape on the side of their shoe to have some spare resin handy, they just stick a blob on there. Problem is, if they fall over on that side, it'll leave that blob on the ground. Hansen dummies the shot. Ball comes back out again. Oh, good save. Bergerud goes out to the side. It's a throw-in. And Rød gets up rather gingerly, I have to say. There was the shot. Got an arm on it. Did very well, Bergerud. Third save, though. Has been a bit of an Achilles heel for the Norwegians, the goalkeeping department. They can sometimes be brilliant, but then sometimes they just don't quite get into their game. Sadly here for Norway, neither Bergerud nor Christensen's fully got into their game. A break is on now. Sagersen. Johansson, that's more like it. 101 kilometers an hour, but still they are way off the pace. Cuts towards the middle and sails around Lauger before taking the shot. Good play by the Flensburg back player. Second World Championship for him. But 7 goals down. Mensah, Hansen comes back out again, nothing doing over there, especially as he's right-handed. Lauger to Hansen, free throw, good defending. Jondal. Billed a little as the battle of the best players in the world, Sagersen and Mikkel Hansen, who both play for Paris Saint-Germain. Meanwhile, Mensah Larsen continues his good run here today. He's having a happy day. 4 goals. And the defence sitting back on Zachariasen. Couldn't really let go of him. He'd have just passed it down to him otherwise, but right into the corner. And that was 93 kilometres an hour. Well, the crowd still giving Sagersen a bad time here as Murol goes out and drops back in again. 2 on the line with Jondal. Goes wide. And with options running out on the right-hand side, Reinkind is in there now. He was the player who was a replacement for Tønnesen, who injured himself just before the World Championships. He would have been their first choice right back. They're certainly missing him now. Tønnesen, who was on very good form for his club, Veszprem, fractured his hand during Denmark's warm-up games with Hungary. A win and a defeat on those two. Lauger, Zachariasen. We're well past the 5-minute mark. Mensah. Lauger! Off the foot, Bergerud. That'll count as his 4th save. So Lauga, first miss of the game from 4 shots. So number 27, Reinkin, plays for Kiel, scored 36 goals for them this season. Oh, Murol, oh, save! And Landin is giving them absolutely nothing, the Norwegians. 8 saves and Berger can't believe it. That was such a nice pass through to him. Bread and butter stuff normally. And it's a little like they're caught in the headlights of that oncoming car, the Norwegians. They've lost their pace completely here. The game plan just doesn't seem to be followed. Denmark defending superbly and riding the crest of the wave after that big win against the defending champions France in the semi-final. France, who at least got the consolation of taking the bronze medal earlier today when they beat the other joint host Germany 26-25. With who else but Nicolas Karabatic scoring the winner 1 second from the end. There's the incident with Zachariasen getting a little touch from Overbu, the defence specialist. Seems absolutely fine. Lauga, oh, Hansen drops it. Reinkin gets away from Landin. And Denmark quickly back in defence. They are playing with real purpose. That won't be a goal. Wouldn't have been anyway. It was saved by Landin, but they'll have to come back for the free throw. Mikkel Hansen being replaced now by Mulgaard in defence. The two who played together at Paris Saint-Germain until last summer. When Mulgaard decided to return to Denmark, he's at Aalborg now. Second in the Danish league. Reinkin. Passive play has now been called against them. Not a great pass. Penalty. Well, they'll remonstrate. Landin is showing the spot. And it's Lauga who may have been at fault, is it? Let's have a look and see. No, it's because they had a player in the way. Magnus Landin, and they're saying, well, he was bundled over into the path of the oncoming winger. Unmoved, Jondal will take it. He's missed one already. It's deafening here. He scores. First penalty from 2 taken, his 5th goal overall. A little bit of spin on it. Still 7 goals adrift. Gullerud and Rud not being used in defence at the moment. But it's literally trading goals at the moment, 1 apiece. Back and forwards. Mensah. There is also, by all accounts, more width on the attack for the Danes. Oh, stolen. Sagosen, Reinkin, off the post, and that goes in. Venom in that shot. 26-year-old called in to replace Tønnesen. It was a good steal, though, by Sagosen here, right under the nose of his club teammate, Mikkel Hansen. There was a shot. 90 kilometers an hour. Team timeout, Denmark.
This time goal number 13, which is supported by Conforce.
Spiller vi lige Mikkel på højre bakke igen, og så Lauge på venstre. Spiller vi Barca højre, og så kommer du rundt om screening. Anders screener yderside Jørgen derovre på 4'eren, og Mikkel ud på det brede punkt, og Lasse ned i hjørnet. Anden gang, Mads ind i midten, Anders over på bakken her.
efter 4-3. Kom, hvad kan Bulborg?
So deep in thought there, René Toft. Must be wishing he was out on court. There is Lindberg, who was injured earlier on in the opening game against Chile, but is now back for the final. Started the tournament and he'll finish it. So Mensah, Lauga and Hansen, other than Olsen, have really done all the running at the back. Caused all manner of grief. Thought he had the break, but the whistle went. Johannesson remonstrates, but he's had to give the ball back. He goes down. Bit of a push on him. I'd say that's fair. So what they are unhappy about. Unfortunately, Norway, to beat the Danes, had to be on top of their game. Clips a post and stays out. No luck this time for Mensah. Second miss in the game as we pass the 10-minute mark in the second half. Denmark haven't scored for about 6 minutes. But the problem is Norway have only got 2 in that time. Sagerson still getting that welcome, and that's stolen. The break is on. Lauga, they won't get him. Scores his 5th goal of the final. Bergerud, his club teammate at Flensburg, doesn't look too impressed. There was the block. And the Danish defence has been superb. So 6 minutes and 42 seconds that was since their last goal, Denmark, but they still have a comfortable lead. 7 goals. Reinkin. Myrol, who's had absolutely no space on the line. He has worked so hard, but the central pack of Zachariasen and Mulgaard, with Lauga and Mensah on the outside, have not given him an inch. It has been superb defending. Saved! Landing's 9th save. Johannesson again comes away empty-handed, and Nikolai Jakobsen can even afford a smile. Read it well, had it covered. So Landin on a 38% save rate. Both the Norwegian keepers on 22%. Christensen 2 from 9 before he was replaced, and Bergerud 4 from 18. Olsen is back now for Denmark in the attack, while Lauga has a bit of a breather. Overby, number 11, who missed 3 matches because of flu, locked in his room in quarantine, no one to speak to. Well, the coach may not have had too much sympathy. He's the only one of the team who didn't have his flu jab done. There he is, bringing down Mensah. Well, chance of Denmark around the arena. It is quite deafening. Oh, and there we go again. Mikael Hansen, number 5. What a phenomenal tournament he has had. 14 goals he scored in the semi-final against France. Well, actually, it might be 12 against France, and 14 it was against Norway on the last occasion. 100 kilometers an hour. It was 14 in the Norway match in the preliminary round. May not be quite as prolific. Here, that's better. Oh, and luck won't go their way. Reinkin's shot comes back off the post. O'Sullivan is back on again. Johannesson really struggling to find solutions. Oh, stolen. Sven passes the ball, a bad one to Zachariasen, kills the fast break. But at this stage with this lead, it doesn't matter. There it is. Got a hand on it and took it right out of his hand. And if he hadn't made that connection, it would have been straight through. But there was the poor pass. Killed the break for Zachariasen. And a change on the line. On comes Toft. 32-year-old who plays at Paris Saint-Germain alongside both Sagerson of Norway and Hansen. There's his brother looking on, the player he replaced. Olsen, the trademark shot. The Olsen flick. 99 kilometers an hour. And they are edging towards a 10-goal lead. And those who feared that Denmark, who've twice before cracked in finals, might do so here today, as they did in Barcelona in the World Championship finals in 2013, and a year later here in the European Championship, it's not happened.
Fremover, Juggeland, start 3-3, gå inn og hentere, er vi med? Men ikke start 3-2. Juggeland fremover. Alright, skal vi spille nå? Så hold den jævla ballen i gang. Er vi med? Ja, hold i gang, hold i gang.
Spiller vi her i angrebet, Olsen. Du starter, eller Mikkel, du er i midten nu. Og så spiller vi returbold til Mads. Og så kommer du på det tryk, og så går du op og skyder. Ja, nej, du kommer op og skyder i midten, for de kommer ikke frem. Det er okay.
Er det opmærksom på, at de går op i en lærer?
Alle 7 mod 6.
Så kigger vi lige. Så kommer der videre. Så dreng, fokuserer vi spiller, så vinder vi den her. Hvad kæmper vi for?
So play resumes after that team timeout. They haven't really been able to take longer on their attacks. The Norwegians have rushed everything in the game so far, especially in the first half, and that's what's costing them. Heinken's come on, he's found a few solutions at the right back, but I'm afraid without Rød on full form, and I have to say, I suspect he isn't fully formed. It has been a struggle. And Landin, 10th save. And the crowd are loving this. 15,000 spectators. But it looks like we may be having the fairy tale ending to this World Championship that has seen record audiences on site and on television. In addition to the royal family, Danish Prime Minister is here, Lars Rasmussen, and it looks like their day will be complete, because with only 14 minutes to go, Denmark have a 10-goal lead. Third goal, Norway tried to take the quick throw off, but their game has just evaporated here, Norway. They haven't been able to do the quick throw-offs, maybe a couple of times, but Denmark have been all over them like a rash. Landin, who plays for Kiel, along with his older brother, the goalkeeper Niklas. O'Sullivan, knocked away, and Lauger celebrates the interception. No one's going to complain about a lack of passion from Denmark. There was the pass. It wasn't a great pass with Lauger there, and Nikolaj Jakobsen getting into the spirit of the occasion. And the crowd, most of them, are now on their feet as Lauger celebrates. And Berger, I'm sure, must know that the opportunity now has slipped away. 4 goals without reply for Denmark, as if Norway weren't in enough trouble already. Hansen, and this is just getting to be an absolute rout. O'Sullivan, they're fighting on bravely, but the defence is just so strong. Got an arm on it, but Jondal scores. 6 goal for him. Brings to an end a 5-goal run from Denmark. So 10 goals the lead, 12 minutes to play, and given how difficult it's been to come by goals, Norway, who scored just 5 in 18 minutes in front of a determined and very solid Danish defence today. Overby's trying to push up a little. Passive play's being called. The ball is intercepted. Play on. Landin's rushing back in goal. Sagosen. Reimken into the wing. And Denmark has smothered the fast break. Good play. Landin buys them a little bit more time. Mulgaard is back in on the line. Holding up the centre of the defence alongside Henrik Toft. As Jakobsen comes on for Norway. Last throw of the dice, but the relative newcomer from Toulouse in France, where he plays in the first division, I'm afraid may only be able to give fresh energy as Myrhol is given a break. Jakobsen going in for him. Myrhol has seen precious little of the ball. And when he has, I'm afraid, he's only scored from one of his 2 shots. Oh, and there was such a big gap there for O'Sullivan to continue. But Niklas Landin is absolutely untreatable in goal. 11 saves for the Danish captain. Frustration. Why he didn't just continue through. But the Danish fans are in heaven. It's Danish heaven here. 15,000 spectators, some 3,000 in a standing end behind the Norwegian goal, where the atmosphere has been terrific. Lauga, Olsen back. With a little flick of the wrist, they've got to watch him. Passive play's been called against him. They've got about 3 passes left. There it is again. The Olsen flick. 100 kilometers an hour, and we go into the last 10 minutes with this match all but decided, and the hosts about to enjoy the biggest party that Henning has ever seen. And Christensen, no chance. Lindberg, did you see that? 11-goal lead. It's turned into a rout here. The Danes, having lost 3 finals before, determined to make it theirs here on home soil. Into the wing. That's more like it. Jondal, 7th goal. He at least stands out. Sagosen on the bench now. He's found few solutions as Jondal picks his spot there. So Sullivan and Overby, the 2 in the centre of the defence. And Jonsson looks like he may be given a break, and Tangen, as they have no other right winger, will go in there to cover. Hansen. 6 goals and 4 assists so far for the Danish back player, and Lauga wins another penalty. He has been absolutely driven today, Lauga. He's had a few ups and downs, but today is a big, big game. And a huge cheer as Hans Lindberg, injured in the opening match against Chile, comes back to court. Meanwhile, Hansen at 7 meters. Scores, and an even bigger cheer. 7 goals for the talismanic Danish back player.
Scored by player number 20.
He's having such an amazing season. Lindberg celebrates at the other end. Hansen, who scored 74 goals for Paris Saint-Germain in the French League, 49 in the Champions League, and now about to become a world champion to add to the Olympic title. That's more like it. Johannesson comes around, but I'm afraid too little too late. Brings the deficit back to 10 goals, and I think the Norwegians know that their number's up here. Underneath the outstretched leg of Landin. So can Lindberg get back in? He managed already 3 goals and 4 shots in just 29 minutes of play against Chile. Lauga, Hansen, and Denmark will complete this World Championship with a 100% record, winning all their matches. All 10 of them. O'Sullivan in the way there, knocks it out. It's a throw-in. Denmark have possession. It's almost as if everyone's holding their breath, waiting for the party to start. Zachariasen. Olsen, lovely feed straight through, and Zachariasen. Well, Denmark had absolutely no intention of letting anyone spoil their party. Having watched the Norwegians spoil Germany's, the other joint hosts. 6 minutes to the big celebration. On the post. Oh! Dribbled in while Landin wasn't paying attention. He seemed to be having a discussion with the referee. And Jondal, 8 goals. And a little bit of spin, took it in the end. And it just goes fully over the line. $10 the deficit, and we approach the last 5 minutes. The Norwegians pushing up to the 6-meter line. The problem for them is, although they may not have been overly surprised with Mikkel Hansen at right back, and Olsen today, what a game he's having. 5 from 6. And Christensen left unused in goal. Such a quick wrist.
Goal Denmark for the 5th time.
The Norwegians tried very hard, but their defence, they had to push up really to try and take out Hansen and Lauga. They didn't really do that. Oh, into the line, save! Landin, 12 saves. His brother there in an embrace with Hansen. It's going to be a huge win. Comes off the thigh. And Landin, as his save is celebrated in characteristic style by Hansen. Landin has come off, and Yannick Green has gone into goal. And finally, with 4 minutes to go, Nikolai Öris, the right back, the proper right back, comes on, as does Markussen, and the whole bench is being turned now. Markussen, the number 10 at the bottom of the picture, 2 meters and 12, plays for Bjerringbro, Silkeborg in the Danish league, 6th there. Öris shoots wide. They had no other left-handed right backs they were willing at least to bring. Instead, Mensah and today Hansen have covered at that right back position. Well, he ducks a little, and Jondal takes advantage to score his 9. Brings up to 20 for Norway. Little flick there at the end, took a bit of the pace off. Wow, lovely scenes, and very well deserved. They have played a great championship. It's fair to say that Denmark were in an easier half of the draw. And hopefully they won't argue with that. Norway and Sweden were difficult opponents, of course. Egypt can be tricky. That's saved, but it'll be a throw-in for Denmark. But other than that, the Danes were maybe a little more fortunate. But even in the matches when they really counted against the defending champions, and today once more against Norway, they've delivered the goods. And finally, the last player on the Danish bench not to get on court comes on. Simon Hald, the line player. Christensen at least comes off better that time as Norway break. A touch by Green, but that's not enough. Johansen gets his third goal. And we go into the last 2 minutes. Well, Herning is not a big city, I can tell you that much. There will be no sleeping in town tonight. You may as well plan to stay up because the party is going to be huge. Little Kempe, just fell out of Mortensen's hand. Johannesson. O'Sullivan. Norway simply have had no answers for Denmark, who have defended superbly. It has been a great team effort. Murol, who's been fearsome throughout this competition, scoring 39 goals with an 81% success rate, hasn't seen the ball, and they are the team with the most fast breaks in the competition. Green save. O'Sullivan, that goes in off Jondal. He's on 10 now. But Norway, who've had 69 fast breaks, way ahead of anybody else here. Against Denmark today, they've had 2 and only scored 1. Denmark's tactics have been perfect. And nothing has worked for the Norwegians. And with 30 seconds to go, they are ready for the party. They are going to raise the roof on the arena. Öris! Massive cheer for the right back who became a father during the championship here after the Saudi Arabia match. Went back to Copenhagen, and after the baby arrived, thrown back again. Seconds ticking away. Denmark about to be crowned the new world champions. They have done it on home soil at the 4th attempt. Denmark have done it, and they have done it comprehensively. They beat Norway in the final of the World Championships here in Herning, 31-22. Well, it is deafening. Crown Prince Frederik and Morten Stig Christensen, the Secretary General of the Danish Handball Federation, has gone down courtside. He was a great player of his time, Morten Stig Christensen. Christian Berg reflects on what might have been. The tears are flowing. Mensah, he's been there before in those finals where they've lost, and he suffered the bitterness of that defeat in this arena to France at Euro 2014. That's all brushed aside. The ghosts, the cobwebs, it's all gone. And Denmark were overwhelmingly better today. The defence worked well, the attack was terrific, and Norway just had no answers. They were shell-shocked. They never got into their game. And Nikolaj Jakobsen can celebrate a great moment in his career. The one title they've never won. They are current Olympic champions and now world champions. And even the Crown Prince wants a souvenir. Toft, who came on there. And for the second final running at the World Championships, Norway are beaten 2 years ago in France by France, and today in Denmark by the Danes. Landin was huge in goal with 12 saves, a 39% save rate. Mikkel Hansen again, 7 goals, 4 assists. And Lauger, 4 from 5. The wingers were great. And well deserved. For Norway, they will have to wait again. Sagosen beside himself, never got into his game. Just as in the first encounter between these two teams just over a week ago, Sagosen was carefully marked out of the game, and he could manage just 3 goals from 9 shots, 2 assists, with a Danish team who defended, I have to say, superbly. And if you think they played that entire match, or pretty much all of it, without a recognised right back. But then again, France won many titles in their day with the likes of Fernandes and Narcisse, right-handed left back or centre players at the right back position. They've done it. Denmark can do it too. Murol, he was completely out of this game, found no space on the line. He too with just 1 goal from 2 attempts from 17 minutes, and in the end they turned the bench with Øverby coming on and Gullerud to no effect. And O'Sullivan, I think, just wants to get away. But Mulgaard is celebrating up in the net behind the goal, getting the crowd going, and he's managed to purloin a flag. Big game in defence. They had defensive problems early in the competition, the Danes, but that was all very much fixed today. O'Sullivan, who's had a brilliant tournament, but today just couldn't find a way through. And the new T-shirts are out. And no, please keep the flag. I can tell everyone I was there as Mulgaard thanks the fans. So Denmark, world champions. The celebrations, they'd been simmering away. They couldn't wait to get on court. And finally they were there. And Mensah, he's quite overcome by this. He's won so many titles, but not the World Championships with them. And finally, they've done it. Landin, who made way late on for Green to have a little bit of a run out on court. Well, we'll let you enjoy these scenes of celebration here.
gentlemen, all the matches have been played. 24
So bear with us for just a few moments as we prepare to have the medal ceremony.
An emotional roller coaster of thrills, joys, excitement over the past 18 days, and now we have arrived at the moment where it's time to honor the 3 best teams of the IHF Men's World Championship 2019. This is what all the teams came here for. 3 teams made it to the medal ceremony. The medals will be presented by His Royal Highness Crown Prince Frederik of Denmark, IHF President Dr. Hassan Mustafa, President of the Federal Council of Germany, Mr. Daniel Günther, IHF Treasurer Mrs. Anna Rapp, President of the German Handball Federation, Mr. Andreas Michelmann, and Vice President of the Danish Handball Association, Mr. Jan Kampmann, IHF COC Chairman, Mr. Per Bertelsen, CEO of the German Handball Federation, Mr. Mark Schauberg, and Board Member of the Danish Handball Association, Mr. Anker Nielsen. And now I proudly present to you the 26th IHF Men's World Championship Trophy.
So, as we prepare for the medal ceremony, the trophy that the 24 teams came here to battle for is brought out onto the court here in the Jyske Bank Boxen in Herning.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, let's see the 3 medalist teams on the floor. France, Norway, and Denmark!
So the teams will come out first. France, who earlier today beat Germany in a very close game, 26-25, for the second time at these World Championships, scoring against the Germans in the last second of the match. They did it in the group stages where they drew with Nguessan scoring on the buzzer, and then today a steal right at the end and a fast break scored by who else? It was almost scripted, Nikola Karabatic. On the break, so close was it, they had to check the TV screens, but they'd done it. And France, the previous champions, in fact they have been champions at 4 of the last 5 editions, will take bronze today as they bring on the new generation of players into their team. Some of the old faces are there, of course, Guigou, Abalo, and Nikola Karabatic, who played only a little. He came in here with an injury, and really, I think, was here more psychologically than anything else. A huge cheer because next out are the new champions, Denmark. Really, the atmosphere has been terrific. The walking wounded are there too. Ronny Toft hobbles on with his crutches. And the crowd hail the heroes, because today we had hoped for a close match, but Landin and his teammates had different ideas. They played probably the best defense we've seen, even better than against France in the semi-final, in that second half at least. And absolutely swept away this team who are struggling to show great enthusiasm. But Norway, for the second time running, will settle for silver. Nurol and his teammates just could not get into their stride today with this defence. Their attack petered out, their defence didn't quite hold, and I'm afraid their goalkeepers had one of those seesaw days that we've so often seen, and just couldn't really help the team. So the teams are out. Mikael Hansen, Henrik Toft, Mulgaard, the other brother, Toft.
Please give a big hand to the bronze medalists, France.
So a huge applause around the arena for the ex-world champions France.
Presented by Mr. Fernandes from the IHF, together with Mr. Marshall from Germany and Mr. Handebol from Denmark.
So the presentation party makes his way on court. France will step up onto the podium, and poor old goalkeeper Dumoulin, who picked up an injury in the bronze medal playoff and is still hobbling. Ice pack strapped to his leg. Amongst others there in the presentation party, the president of the Danish Handball Federation, Per Bertelsen, and Mark Schober, the chief executive officer of the German Handball Federation. France, one of the most successful teams of its generation. They've been world champions 6 times, including, as we said, 4 out of the last 5 editions, but are now preparing for the new generation and the Olympic year. And happy to have taken the bronze in an excellent match. At least that one was extremely close. Could have gone either way. And we thought for a moment that they might have let it slip and it would go to extra time. Germany on the attack. As they tried to pass the ball to the line, it was stolen with 5 seconds to go. And somehow France, with Abbalou racing through to scoop up the loose ball, moved it down court very quickly for Nicolas Karabatic to shoot pretty much on the buzzer and give them the win. And leave the joint host Germany disappointed. I have to say, though, the hosts have done superbly well. The preliminary rounds in Munich, Berlin, Herning and Copenhagen, and then the Danish 2 groups merging here in Herning, while in Germany they merged into Cologne for the main round. 19,000 spectators watched the matches with France and Germany on that half of the draw. Well, we've had 15,000 here in this arena for the Danish matches. Then everyone travelled to Hamburg for the semi-finals, with a great atmosphere, where Denmark made their way through for their dream final, but then the co-host Germany stumbled against Norway, playing a superb match, but sadly the kind of form they couldn't display today. France, well, they've had 1 defeat only up to the final, when they lost to Croatia in a match without consequence. They were already through to the semi-final. Guillaume Gilles there, who spent many years playing in Germany, the assistant coach of the French team. 10 years, in fact, in Hamburg, so he was well known. Philippe Banat, the technical director. So Mark Schober, who presented the medal to Guillaume Gilles. Having a few words with him as he went past, a little memento. Silver bowl to go with the medal. And Didier Dinard, who I met on their way into Hamburg for the semi-finals, who said, you know, with this young team, I'm just really pleased we made the last 4. That was the goal, and they delivered. They were playing in the semi-final with 3 21-year-olds at the back and a 22-year-old on the line. Well, in 4 years' time, those young lads will be players with 3 world championships, 2 European championships, and an Olympic game under their belt. And they will be fearsome. But today, their moment is on the 3rd step. A great achievement for France still. And for some of these players, their first outing at a major competition. Congratulations to them. The French fans who've supported them solidly through Berlin, into Cologne, into Hamburg, and finally here. They've travelled a lot.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the awarding of the silver medals. Please welcome onto the podium the silver medalists from Norway.
So here come Norway. You have to say, still look dejected. It's hard when it's straight after the game. They've been very well supported as well. They always are. So for the 2nd time running, they were comprehensively beaten here. 2 years ago, they gave France a run for their money until they lost their footing in the second half. Here, By half-time, they were already in trouble, and the troubles just escalated because Denmark kept the pressure on relentlessly. Two players making their debut at a major competition. One of them, Alexander Blondes, just 18 years of age, playing second division in Norway, spotted by Christian Berger. Played in the early matches in the preliminary stage, but not afterwards, scoring 15 goals. What a great fairy tale for him. Like there he is, just to the right of the picture, Blondes. A week before the championship started, he had no idea he was going to be here. Getting his medal now. Dream come true, and suddenly Berger said, you know what, I'm impressed with you. He'd scored 7 goals in one of their warm-up matches at the Gjensidige Cup in Oslo. He said, you'll be on the plane with us. But they say a move to a first division club, maybe in Germany, beckon. Sagosen, the big player and one of the best handball players of the moment, but today I'm afraid eclipsed by Mikkel Hansen and the Danes, and probably still a little bit feeling beside himself. Blondes is still happy. What a moment for him. So Andreas Michelman there, the president of the German Handball Federation, handing out the trophies and the medals. They couldn't quite solve the problems of the right-back position in the end. Rød, I suspect, wasn't fully fit. His leg was heavily strapped. He tried hard. In the end, they put Tangen on. And he only got the one shot away in nearly half an hour of play, and then Reinken came in. But 1 from 4, and I'm afraid, unless everyone's firing on all cylinders, you're not going to beat Denmark in its current form. They are just hungry for success. They needed to be absolutely on top of their game, and sadly today Denmark didn't allow them to do any of that. And Christian Berger, real gentleman, the softly spoken man. There's Rød and Murol in a reflective mood next to him, waiting for his medal. A little smile. Bergerud managed just 4 saves and 22 shots today. And Johannesson, several of them of course will go back to the same clubs, 4 in each team from Flensburg. O'Sullivan and Yannick Green, who played Magdeburg, and of course Sagosen and Mikkel Hansen, the 2 big names who both played Paris Saint-Germain alongside Henrik Toft. So the presentation of the silver medals, and time now for a photo. Sadly for the Norwegians, not the one they wanted. For the second time running, they get the runners-up one, but great credit to them. They've been based here in Henning the whole time, with the exception of a 48-hour quick turnaround to Hamburg for the semi-final. So, despite their best endeavours, I'm afraid they just couldn't find the game that they needed. Well, prepare now for a raucous welcome and a cheer that's going to lift the roof off this arena. Are you ready? Hang on to your hats.
Så er det nu, vi skal fyre så meget af, at voksne har noget tag foran. For her kommer the winners of the 26th IHF Men's World Champions from Denmark!
And here they are, the new world champions, Denmark, winning on home soil. A massive cheer as they step onto the arena, dominant beyond words in this final. They just smothered their opponents, and they had been threatening to do this. And some of the family have joined the celebrations too. the coach, Nikolai Jakobsen, with his daughter, and the crowd break into chanting as the official party makes its way, led by Crown Prince Frederik and Dr. Hassan Mustafa, the president of the International Handball Federation. So the gold medals are presented. It is hard to find words to express just how dominant they were in this match. A great performance, Landin in goal with a 39% save rate. Now got 4 goals from 5. He was on incredible form. Mikael Hansen, top scorer of the tournament, gets a particular greeting from Crown Prince Frederik. What an amazing tournament Mikael Hansen has had. He finishes with 72 goals, streets ahead of the next highest scorer. Just checking it's real gold. The two top brothers there together. And for Öris, what a big moment. He came on briefly at the end, but he played his part in the early matches. This is his first major competition. In fact, 3 players made their debut here. Johan Hansen, who was replaced today by Lindberg for the final match, and Simon Hald, they're coming forwards to receive his medal. Their first competition, major competition with Denmark, and they walk away with a World Championship gold medal. Going looking for them. There is the player who was replaced today at the back there, Johan Hansen. And Mortensen gets a hug from the Prince. Injured for some of the tournament, but came back again, but still with a very good record. And Lindberg, who is just so popular, they love him here, gets the biggest cheer. There's Dr. Hassan Mustafa hands over the medal to Mensah. Well, that rearranging of the back line with Öris, I assume not fully fit, and Lauga, another big cheer. Zachariasen, who's played a huge tournament. And that's Markussen. Didn't get a lot of court time in the end. Landin, the younger brother of the goalkeeper. He scored 3 today from 4. And Landin Senior gets an even bigger cheer. So the medals have been handed over. Team officials now congratulated by the Crown Prince. And so now it's time for the presentation of the World Championship trophy. Dr. Hassan Mustafa will present it. Silence in the arena. Drama builds up. Niklas Landin steps forward, and the Crown Prince and Dr. Hassan Mustafa present the trophy. And Denmark can now celebrate in earnest. The new world champions. Denmark, comprehensive winners on home soil. Incredible play by them. So they have done it. Well, we hope you enjoyed these scenes of celebrations. Thank you so much for watching these World Championships with us. But for now, it's time to say goodbye. We hope we'll see you again soon. And as you enjoy these scenes, from me, Paul Bray, and all the production team here in Herning, until next time, goodbye.
rise for the national anthem of Denmark. The best male handball players in the world will meet again for the 27th IHF Men's World Championship. The tournament will be hosted by Egypt, so the IHF flag will now be handed over from Mr. Andreas Fischermann and Mr. Jan Kampmann of the German and Danish Federations to the President of the Egyptian Handball Federation, Mr. Fernandes. Sadly, the time has come to say goodbye. We sincerely hope you enjoyed this world-class tournament. The German Federation and the Danish Association have had a tremendous pleasure hosting you because you are the best audience in the world!